Hello, my name is Chris, and today I would like to talk to you about starting again after a relapse or a setback of some kind when we are quitting smoking. I'd like to talk to you about why we deserve to start again as soon as possible. In fact, why we owe it to ourselves to start again, not next week, not at the end of the month, not even tomorrow, but right now, this minute. Before I get into that, I just wanted to very quickly say to those of you who follow my videos, who subscribe to this channel, I wanted to say a very big thank you once again for all your love, your support and your kind words following my mental health relapse a couple of weeks ago when I sank down into depression. All your kind words really did make a difference, and I am starting to feel so much better, feeling much more like my old self, and I'm back to feeling pretty good about things. So thank you, it has made an incredible difference. Bouncing back from that relapse myself, I had to basically reboot everything and start again. And the more I did so, the more I got thinking about how we start again when we relapse as part of our quit smoking journey. And it is a part of our journey, or at least it can be. I would absolutely love it if everybody who decided to quit smoking put their last cigarette down and never smoked a cigarette ever again for the rest of their lives. I would love that, and I'm sure you would too. But the realistic truth is that that doesn't happen very often. The amount of people who quit and never smoke ever again is very small. This is actually good news, because it means that if we do relapse, if we do have a setback, it's not because we are bad or weak or stupid or that we can't do it. It's because we are just following a normal part of the process. We are no different, no worse than anybody else. We're just going through this quit process. And as I've shared many times in other videos, a relapse can actually be a really powerful tool to help us stay smoke-free long term. What tends to happen is, for many of us, we start off on our journey and we decide, okay, this is the moment that I quit. We extinguish our last cigarette and we set off on this journey. And even though it isn't always easy, we feel like, yeah, we've got this in hand. And then something happens and we tend to react to some emotion or to some physical feeling, and we pick up a cigarette and we relapse. Then what tends to happen is we say, okay, I'll quit smoking again, but now that I've had this one cigarette, I might as well finish the pack, or I might as well resign myself to carrying on smoking until some later date. Maybe I'll quit smoking the start of next month, or on payday, or next week. Or maybe I'll just even smoke for the rest of the day and start again tomorrow, because now that I've messed up once, I might as well keep messing up. We don't have to do that. I always say that, no matter how you decide to take your journey, I am with you every step of the way and fully support you. But right now, I would like to encourage you that if you have relapsed, do not delay starting again, because basically the longer we delay starting again, the longer we prolong our own misery. None of us quit smoking because we thought it might be a fun thing to do, or because we were just bored and fancied doing something different. Deep down, at some point, at some level, there was something about quitting smoking that made us deeply unhappy. If there wasn't, we would have never thought about quitting smoking. We would have never have looked up, quit smoking videos on YouTube or anything like that. At some point, there was something about quitting smoking that made us deeply unhappy. I will even say that it made us miserable. When we eventually we quit, but then we relapse. We tend to relapse because we react instinctively, like I say, to some emotion or feeling rather than, acting with conscious intention about the decisions that we make. But just because we reacted once doesn't mean we have to then make a conscious decision to keep doing something that makes us unhappy, which is basically what we're doing. The longer, I'm talking too fast. If we relapse and we smoke one cigarette, okay, we can write that off and say, okay, at that moment, in that single moment, I reacted on instinct rather than acting with intention. But I don't have to keep doing that. Or we can say, okay, well, I've smoked this one cigarette, so now I'm just going to keep smoking for a while. If we do that, basically what we are doing is we are making a conscious decision to return to something that made us deeply unhappy or that made us miserable. Now, in no other aspects of our lives would we keep doing that. At least I don't think we would, right? We're not sadists or masochists, whichever it is. If I go outside and it is pouring down with rain and it's dirty and it's muddy and it's horrible, then I come back inside and I'm all warm and cozy again. At no point am I going to go, do you know what, that was really horrible outside, I'm going to go back out there for a while. It would make no logical sense, but when we quit smoking, that is, when we relapse and decide to delay starting again, that is basically what we are doing. We are making this decision that I'm going to return to something that I previously escaped from, that I know I can do without. I'm going to return to it even though I know that it makes me miserable and provides me with no tangible benefits. Literally, the only benefit that I'll get from a cigarette is a very brief, very, very brief hit of something that is only going to then make me want another cigarette and is going to intensify my cravings. And that's the most insane part about it. When we return, we don't just return to the same level of unhappiness. We then have a cigarette and it makes us want another cigarette, and that makes us want another cigarette. So we are not just returning to our unhappiness, we're intensifying it, magnifying it. We are making the unhappiness and the misery even worse than it was before. Again, we do not have to do this any longer. The worst thing is that the longer we delay starting again, that gives us more time to swim around in all kinds of negative thinking and negative emotions. The longer we delay starting again, the more time we have to pick up that big stick and start going, God, I'm stupid, God, I'm weak, God, I'm a boom, 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 beating ourselves over the head because we've had this relapse and we're sat there with a cigarette in one hand and the big stick in the other going, God, I'm crap, I can't do this. We give ourselves more time to do that. We give ourselves more time to build up quitting as this big, huge, terrifying ordeal. We churn it around in our minds over and over and think, oh my goodness, at some point I'm going to have to quit smoking again. It's going to be so hard and I'm going to struggle and oh my goodness, I feel bad now just for thinking about it. Give me a cigarette. We give ourselves more time to do that. Whereas the very second that we decide not to keep smoking, but decide to start again, right now, okay, I have quit smoking. The minute we decide to do that, we choose to take control back. We choose to tap in to that inner strength that is within us, that we know is there because we quit smoking last time, even if it was only for a day, a week, even for a couple of hours. That strength to quit is within us. So the minute we decide I'm going to start again, we tap in to that strength and we choose to take control of our lives. We choose to take control of not only our future, but our present moment. We choose freedom. When I started the Facebook group for those of us who want to quit smoking and support other people, I called it Finding Freedom. Here's the cheap plug part. You can come and find us on Facebook at facebook.com/groups/findingfreedom1. When I called it Finding Freedom, I didn't just mean finding freedom from the physical act of smoking. I meant finding freedom from self-destructive behavior, finding freedom from self-sabotaging thoughts, finding freedom from the shackles of our addiction. True freedom isn't just not smoking. It's about having the freedom to choose how we are going to respond to events, to feelings, to anything that triggers. It's having that freedom to choose. I don't know about you, but I believe that I deserve that freedom to choose. You deserve that freedom to choose. We all deserve that freedom to choose to make good decisions for our long-term health and happiness. We all deserve the improved health and the improved joy and the improved lifespan that comes with quitting smoking. All of us do, including you. Even you with the low self-esteem who doesn't believe that you do. Trust me, as someone who's battled low self-esteem for many years, I'm going to tell you that you do and I do. So we have the freedom to choose that no matter what has happened in the past, no matter what led us to make that decision to smoke, whether that was a week ago or even an hour ago, we now have the freedom to choose to make a different decision. We can choose to go and throw out the rest of that packet of cigarettes that you bought. We can choose to leave that situation that triggered us into a relapse. We can choose to go and check out the relapse recovery plan that I shared with you a couple of months ago and dive deep into why we relapsed and make a plan so that we don't have to do it again. We can do all of that stuff, and we can do it at any time. The best thing about starting again is that we can do it whenever we need to, as many times as we need to. But I would like very much to encourage you not to delay, because you deserve more than that. That's all I'd like to ask for you today, is that if you have relapsed, if you have suffered a setback, do not delay your own happiness. Do not prolong your own misery. I would like to ask you to choose freedom. The freedom to choose not self-destructive behavior, not self-sabotaging thinking, to choose to break those shackles of addiction and enjoy the life that you deserve. I'd also like to ask you to let me know in the comments how you are getting along on your journey. Let me know if you found this video helpful or not. I'm happy to take constructive criticism. For more weekly videos like this one, please do subscribe. And as I say, if you would like to join our ever-growing community of wonderful, wonderful people who are supporting one another through their quit smoking journey, come and join us at facebook.com/findingfreedom1. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.